I really don't know why this debate exists, but here we are talking about it, which is, I guess, is what the filmmakers want. Godzilla versus King Kong.
All right, one. This is not going to be a long conversation.
Geek Gourmet.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's me, the Lou D-O-double-N-G. I'm here with the great Boomshot. Boom, I still haven't come up. Yeah. And I also like to point out, I still haven't come up with a good name for you. I swear that's the only thing I think about when I'm taking a dump. I'm like, what is a good way to...
Don't break nothing that ain't fit. Come on. It's fine.
It's fine
the
way it is?
Don't think about it. It's fine. Okay. Don't fix it.
You think it sounds good? Okay. I mean, if you think it sounds good, I'll leave it there.
You're trying to fix a perfectly new, just brand new store-bought vase.
I do like store-bought vases. They're nice. They're nice. They're nice and proportional. Okay. All right. Then I'll hop off of that. I won't try anymore. We'll just keep it. And do you prefer the great boom shot or slang? Because I mean, you have both kind of. Shot. I think the great boom shot is cooler.
Boom slang was a handle that I had as far back as I think late 6th grade, 7th grade.
For reference, we're now seniors in college.
Yeah.
So,
and I picked up. I changed it to boom shot in, I think, 9th or 10th grade.
I've only known you as Boomshot because that was your gamer tag on PlayStation. So
Yeah. Oh, that's right, because I had... if you were to, find my account on... Because we had different consoles in middle school.
Right, because
you
had
Xbox, a 360, right? And you had a PS3. And on Xbox 360, I think it was literally just boom slang.
Understood. And on Twitch, you're the great boom slang too, right?
Yeah, because I've had that account for about as long as well.
Right.
And then when the PS4 came out, and I guess it would have been 10th grade. Or something like that. Because MKX was 10th grade for sure. It might have been 10th grade or 9th grade. I don't remember.
You know what? I have this vivid memory of playing MKX with you in Dallas for our 10th grade field lesson. And Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph was there as well.
Mr. Breakfast. If you're listening to this, Joseph, I miss you.
Who else was there? Was Marco there?
I feel like Marco was
I think Marco was there. And then...
These are all people from high school. So if anyone from high school is listening to this, they know who we're talking about.
And then... our teacher, algebra, Olvera.
Yes, yeah. Algebra 2. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, Marco was there. I specifically have a memory of him bodying Olvera in a match, and Olvera got mad and left. He was like, "Guys, go to sleep."
Oh God, what an interesting memory. But anyways, yes. So I guess then we'll just, because whenever I say your intro name, I'm like, do I call him Boomshot or Boomslang? But we'll stick with Boomshot. I think Boomshot's cooler.
Boomshot's who I am now.
I am the great Boomshot.
Boomslang was a phase.
It's just a phase, Mom.
It's kind of like a Pokemon.
Right.
How the baby form of a Pokemon is usually cute and adorable.
Right.
Merchandisable. That middle form, nobody cares about. Nobody uses them except for Porygon 2. And they're usually awkward looking.
Yeah.
But then you pick up level 36 or whatever level they end up in their last stage, and they look awesome. Perfect example is the Salamence line. Bagon's fine, Shelgon looks like crap, and Salamence is awesome.
I agree. Or like the Machamps. Machoke.
I think Machoke is okay.
Yeah, he's okay. I mean, not compared to Machamp though. I mean,
no, I think Machamp is easily like the best out of that. Another example is actually the Tyranitar line.
Oh, absolutely.
Larvitar's alright. Pupitar's crap, and then it's Tyranitar.
Dude, Tyranitar is pretty dope. I use him on Pokemon Go, and he's pretty gangster, bro.
I actually picked up Pokemon Go again.
Are you playing, dude? Because I play it.
I'm playing it again now. I've like leveled up twice in the past 2 weeks since being here.
I'm over level 30 now at this point. But...
I'm like level 29.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in the last year I've started to kind of play a lot. I went from like 20 to 30, I think this past like school year or whatever. So, and it's kind of hard to level up in that game though.
It kind of is.
It's not easy.
It depends on how many like lucky eggs you have, how much you're, doing in a day.
Right.
Whether or not you're like moving around, hitting all your Pokestops. Which, being on campus, it's easy because there's like...
Oh, for sure, for sure.
You can hit like a bunch walking up and down. But I think right now my strongest Pokemon isn't even like a legendary. It's a pseudo-legendary. It's Dragonite. I have Dragonite at a CP of like 3,300. And then it's such a massive gap. Just it's a huge gap between my 3,300 Dragonite. Which I think my Dragonite has perfect stats, actually.
He's a 3-star?
3-star, all the bars are completely filled. There's not like a bar that has a little bit missing. Like, it is a perfect mon.
There is an app called PokeGenie where you take a screenshot of all the stats and you put it in there and it tells you your percent for that Pokemon.
Oh, mine has to be like either like the high 90s or a perfect 100, because that's what it looks like. I had actually picked it up as a Shadow Dratini, and I purified it, and then it maxed out. So I think it's a 100% perfect Dragonite. But there's a massive discrepancy in the rest of my box, because like my next strongest are like 25, 26, 2400 CP.
Well, in terms of CP, my I have its name is Dumpling, but my Salamence is 3,148 CP. But then I have like two others that are in the 3,000s. What's his name? The one that you just mentioned, Dragonite, and then I have the Tyranitar, who's also in 3,000. So
yeah, three pseudo legendaries.
Yeah.
Which is basically the ones that you need to like do really well. That's all I ever see is Tyranitars, Dragonites. I see Slackings here and there. I've seen the odd Blissey, like at the gyms on campus.
I do have 6 legendaries though, so I mean that's nice.
I have a few left on my Go account. I've transferred like all of my weaker ones or my duplicates to my Pokemon Home and then to Sword and Shield.
Okay. Yeah, I have Lugia, Moltres, Giratina, Zapdos, Latias, and Regirock. So.
Oh, okay.
Those are... I like Zapdos, though. He's like one of my favorite... He's my favorite bird legendary, I think.
I think, personally, I like probably Articuno best out of those.
You know what? That fits you, though. I feel like that fits you, Boom.
Well, yeah. I mean, out of like the original like versions of them, there's the new Galarian forms that they
right.
Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Out of the Galarian birds, I like probably the Moltres best. I like its typing.
Yeah, understandable. I get you. Pokemon Go is fun, man. I actually really enjoy it. You know.
Mm-hmm. No, I do like it.
Yeah, for sure.
I play it whenever I'm actually on campus, so I usually drop it for a summer and then pick it up again.
Yeah, understandable. It's kind of hard when you're just at home doing quarantine. Speaking of quarantine, I hope everyone's doing okay. I hope everyone's families are safe and not sick. I hope everyone is washing their hands and wearing masks and doing all those good things. Just a little check-in, if you will. Make sure everyone's doing good. But, anyways, speaking of checking in, how are you, Boom? Since the last time we had this podcast?
Good. I've been accepted. Well, I'm in like the process of being accepted to the graduate school.
Right.
That I applied to. Real exciting.
Professor Boomshot. How does that sound? You want to be a professor, right, Boom, at some point?
Yeah. Endgame.
Endgame is Professor for Boom. While also doing Geek Gourmet, because we're definitely going to be still going at that point. That's just an extra icing on the cake for him. That's an extra couple thousand a month for doing Geek Gourmet.
Yeah, it's all right. But I haven't like figured out what I want to do, like right after getting my degrees.
Yeah, for sure.
Because a lot of places do like require you to have at least a couple years experience in actually doing whatever it is that you're actually professing.
Oh, absolutely. No, for sure. I mean, that's the same thing. That's the same thing with me, though. Like, I can't even get, because I'm a theater major, I can't even get a master's degree without working for at least 2 years. Some colleges even have, like, a number on it. Like, you need to have designed 6 shows before you can even apply here. Yeah. And that's for graduate school, though. So, I mean, I guess everywhere is different. But yeah, we have something very similar to that as well. That's cool.
But I mean, aside from that, there's been a lot of good announcements, like in this past week.
Oh, yeah, there has been. It's been pretty swag, man. I won't lie to you.
No, there's been some good stuff going on. Like today, actually, at the time we're recording this, we just got the trailer earlier today. I think it was like this morning for was it Dead Space? Not that. Mass Effect.
Mass Effect. Yes, it was Mass Effect.
The new remastered collection in like 4K Ultra HD.
You know, I know you're a sucker for those, like the the remasters. I know Boom loves those.
Well, I like remasters just because there's always going to be games, no matter where you jump into gaming,
right,
that you just missed. You just missed the train for XYZ series that just had its last game, or you just missed a series prime.
Yeah.
And so having a good remaster not only brings back everyone who loved it the first time, but it also brings in everyone that missed it.
You know, I would love, and this is me because I just have this mild obsession with pirates because of One Piece, and growing up I really loved like to watch Peter Pan and all that stuff. But anyways, I would really love an Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag remaster.
We'll get one.
I'm sure we will, because in my opinion,
we got the Ezio collection, and then
we
also got Assassin's Creed 3 plus Liberation HD remastered.
Right. I mean, I'm sure it's coming. It's just, in my opinion, Assassin's Creed 4 is the best one. But again, it's because I'm biased, because I just love the idea of pirates and like sailing and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Speaking of pirates and sailing, the sea shanty came back.
Bro, we were on that shit in high school when when we were playing AC4. Dude, we were in the charter bus going to Dallas. Speaking of that field lesson, singing fucking sea shanties. Until this day, to make myself feel better, I have put on the AC4 sea shanty soundtrack. Since they came out, bro, and now everyone is on sea shanties, and all my
sea shanties, I'm like, oh my god, I wasn't crazy in school. Dude,
all my friends from like theater are sending me things like, Louis, what the fuck? You were on this before everyone else. I was like, I know. Like, why was it's so interesting how they're coming back, bro. I'm here for it though.
Whatever. I don't know what.
I don't know either. I don't fucking know either.
It's so random.
I'm here for it though. I love it. I think it's great. I think it's fun or whatever.
I think it's awesome.
I love it.
There are some really good sea shanties. I mean, not even like just sea shanties, but like folk music in general is just really
absolutely.
Good. I love like
the stringy, bouncy music. Absolutely.
Yeah. Welsh, English, and Irish folk music.
For sure.
I love it. Specifically for me, Irish folk music.
You know what's super appealing for me though? In terms of sea shanties, is like the stories that are in it, and that's what I love about Johnny Cash too. For example,
the storytelling aspect
because
of them.
There's a story to listen to within the songs, right? Like Lever Johnny, like that. I mean, everyone knows that one, right?
Oh yeah.
But there's a story in there, right? Like, that's the most appealing part for me. But you know what we should have done, Boom? Now that we're talking about this, when we hung out this weekend, bro, we should have been listening to sea shanties. Fuck, dude.
We could have been writing up Mopac with
Yep.
what was it? Dead Horse, or some other ones. And I'm like just missing right now. That I'm blanking
Whiskey
on.
Johnny.
Whiskey Johnny.
There's Johnny. I think it's called Johnny
Drunken
Boger.
Sailor.
Kingston Town.
Spanish Ladies.
Yep. I mean, there's so many. Captain Ward. I love that one. Captain Ward's really good. I like that one because at the end he says something along the lines of like, he'll be king upon the land and I'll be king upon the sea. I was like, bro, he's spitting bars, dog. I was like, yes, that's so good. Chills, bro. Chills.
Lowlands Away.
Lowlands Away. Yep.
Randy Dandio.
Oh, the Nightingale. Oh, bro.
Roll, boys, good. Roll.
This is a good one too.
Oh man, I love that sea shanties are back.
They're taking me. You're taking me back right now. I played AC4 like twice in a row just to listen to the sea shanties some more, and like be sailing and just like have your crew sing them to you, bro. Oh man.
Came riding by, and we say so,
and we know so, dude.
A poor old man came riding by. Oh, poor old man.
Good stuff, bro. Good stuff. But you know, some other good stuff came out of some bad and some good stuff came out of our hangout sesh this past weekend. So here's a story for you guys. It's gonna be a quick story time.
It's really a highlight of how stupid we are.
Yeah. Absolutely, especially me. But you know, I'm notorious for not reading things. Is my problem as well. So Boom and I are texting before we hang out, right? And then I'm like, so where do you want to go eat? Like, what do you want to do? We were going to go to Sandy's, which if you watch the streams, I ate. It was one of the 5 burgers I ate for my 100th stream, or my 100th follower stream. It's a place here in Austin. And then he was like, we still doing Sandy's? And I was like, I mean, we can. We don't have to. And he was like, okay, I got you, bro. This is going to be a good spot. Mind you, he was right. It was good food and I enjoyed it very much so. But we get to the place and we're like, where do we park? And you know, Austin parking is always weird. Like, for whatever reason, it's just awful to park anywhere in Austin. So this is not even...
different businesses box for parking space.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not even like on a street, like one specific street. It's everywhere in Austin. Like, you can't go anywhere without like being worried about parking. Like, it's just a thing.
I think northeast Austin, like north Austin and northeast Austin is probably like fine of that.
Well, I mean, it's because
like once you cross,
they're more spread out up there though, because there's
yeah.
It's more richer people live in those areas, so it's a bit more spread out.
Oh, no, that's the south. That's west and southwest Austin.
North Austin's
north
near...
and northeast is. Some of the poorest. There's terrible crime up there.
No. You're absolutely right. I was thinking about the Domain area. My bad.
I told you about the time where me and a coworker of mine went to Whataburger and we ended up in the middle of like what was gonna end up being like a police shootout with some drug dealers. Yes.
Well, anyway, back to the story before I forget the rest of it. We're just gonna gloss by that real quick. We don't want to get in trouble with the law. So anyway, so we're like trying to park, and I'm like, what the fuck? Where do we park? And then I see a parking lot. In my defense, the parking lot is right next to the building. It looks to be fine. You would assume that the building for the place we were gonna go eat or get takeout from is a part of that parking lot and a part of the same address because, I mean, they're right next to each other. And there's like half of a fence is like dividing it. So you're like, okay, you should be able to park here. Anyway, so I pull in and the sign says parking only for this address. It doesn't say the stores, which I'm realizing now that might be how they got you, right? It doesn't say the stores. It just says address. You'll be booted and then towed, right? If those are the consequences. So Boom and I look at each other and we're like, I don't think we'll get towed. Like, it makes sense if this place is right for the Asian place that we're trying to eat at. So we go, we get takeout, whatever I'm ordering, and I'm like, hey, I parked over there. Is that safe? And the guy, like, eyes widen so big. And he goes, move your car now. And I was like, God damn it. So I like rush over there. And before I get to my car, there's another car that's already been booted. I'm like, fuck. I get to my car, it's been booted. Bro, they fucking booted my car, dog. I had to fork out.
Because I had ordered my food. and then I walked back to where you were, and you were thinking about it, and you walk out, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll wait here. And then he comes back all fastidiado, frustrated.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I just had to pay $100 to get a boot taken off my car. Yeah. I'm like, what the hell happened?
The fucking crazy thing is, though, like, we never saw this dude, right? The guy who booted, like, nowhere lurking in the parking lot. Like, he was
guy was nowhere.
He was nowhere. So I get to my car and I go, fuck. Like, I kind of mutter to myself. And this dude, like Batman, just appears right behind me and is like, hey, is this your car? And I was like, yeah. He goes, yeah, man, unfortunately, blah, 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 this and that. You have to pay. And I was like, all right. So I paid him the money. And he was nice enough to let me get my food and just come back and leave the car there. But for $100, I mean, bro, at least let me leave it there. So he did. And yeah, I was pretty frustrated. But luckily, my mom was really nice. And she was like, I'll pay for it for you. Don't even worry about it. Which is nice because I had to pay for school. So I didn't really get to keep that money anyways. But at least I was able to pay for school with that. So, you know. Win-win, I guess, but yeah, I got booted.
But on the bright side, that food was awesome.
No, it's great food. I even was like, hey, this is pretty good. Pretty good. I enjoyed it. I think we'll definitely go back. That situation didn't, like, leave a bad taste in my mouth, so we just know next time we can only park in the two spots in front
it was like
or at the tattoo parlor. Or at the tattoo parlor, one of the two. So, or we just take an Uber, bro. Like,
no, yeah. I mean, the whole thing. It was still good vibes.
Yeah, because I mean, you could drink there, and we could hang out because you had some sake, right?
Yeah, I bought some sake while I was there.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
My bowl.
Absolutely. Well, after that, Boom and I went to this like plaza area in a little north in Austin.
It's in North Lamar.
Yeah, it was North Lamar, where they had like this. Man, I should have taken pictures, but so I can put it up on the screen for YouTube. But they had like this board game store, which is really cool, and I actually wish I had more money so I can buy like Magic cards and stuff and like different board games. Yeah.
The DC stuff was overpriced.
Oh, it always is though.
The D&D stuff in the back.
Yeah, Boom is super big into D&D right now.
The source books. Well, I've been super into D&D for like 2.5 years. It's not like, just right now. It's like a thing that I'm into forever at this point.
No, I understand. I get you. We'll have to start something one day or something.
I told you, I'll run a thing, my guy.
No, let's do it. We should do it for
like if you can get like 2 other people that are gonna be seriously invested in it and are gonna be like periodically able to do it, then I'm in.
Well,
because I don't want to have to like deal with, I can't come this week, and then the same person's, I can't come this week, and then a few weeks later, I can't come this week either. Yeah, and then we end up with a short group.
No, I understand, and
which isn't bad either. I'd be willing to do a group as small as 2. Right.
It'd be interesting, but with time, I think we can do that. I would really love to. But anyway, so then we did that, and then we went to this statue store. Man, and we saw some really cool things there.
There was good stuff in there.
It was really good stuff.
There was like this, there was like a poster gallery in the back, and they had this sick holographic Shin Godzilla poster. For, was it $40-$50?
It was like $65. I feel like it was more expensive than that. But yeah, no, that thing was sick. And then was it the second form of Shin Godzilla?
They had a little like statue of like, it was the second form, because the second form's the one that ends up on land. That's the one that was crawling around on its like hind legs.
Yeah. And also, if you haven't seen Godzilla Resurgence, you should definitely see it. I'm just throwing that out there. It's a good one. It's a really good one. But after that, what did we do? We went to ABC Comics, or Austin Books and Comics, and we were in there for a hot minute, huh? We were in there for a while.
We were in there for at least like 30 minutes.
Yeah. It's a good store. It's nice and low key. We have another one. I think there's a few in Texas. I don't know. Is it a national chain? I don't even know.
I don't know if it's a national chain, but do know that there's, I don't know.
I know there's one in San Antonio, I want to say, and I think there's one in Austin. But Dragon's Lair, there's another one, Dragon's Lair, and it's nice. It has a big wall of Funko Pops, and you can do a lot of board game stuff in there. It's always packed though. Like people,
because they also host like card game tournaments,
which is cool.
Whether it's for Magic or the Pokemon TCG, or just whatever. I mean, you can even go play there casually, like whatever card game you want. They have tables in the back.
Yeah. So, anyway, I do like Dragon's Lair. It's just that it's nice sometimes to go look at comic books and manga, kind of low key, you know. But we both got ourselves copies of The Last Ronin, and we
the Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
comic.
Last podcast I mentioned it briefly, but Boom, how did you feel about that first issue? It's a 5-series issue. It's a 5-issue series, miniseries. So
the first issue's out.
Yeah. Came out a couple months ago.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it from start to finish.
Right.
I don't have it with me physically right in this moment, but I remember enough about it to like talk about it well.
Yeah.
So in like they do something in this comic that I actually really liked from like a writing perspective and even like an art perspective, where it starts with the Last Ronin, who you don't know the identity of at this point, talking with people that are off panel, and it stays like that for the first 2 or 3 pages. Right. And then there's finally a panel that shows who he's talking to, and it's the other 3 turtles that they haven't said dead at this point, but
you can only assume. Yeah,
you can only assume that they're dead.
Is it Arkham City or?
It's kind of like Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight.
How the Joker will pull up, and talk to Batman.
Exactly.
Things.
That's exactly how it is. Yeah. So if you've played Arkham Knight and you like that aspect, you might actually like The Last Ronin. I mean, I from an art perspective, the art's very, very good looking. Like they use their art style to their advantage.
You know what it reminds me of? Aside from like a classic like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, it looks almost like the early 2000s Ninja Turtle series, but like also a Batman comic. And I get crazy Dark Knight Returns vibes from this story.
And I would say it's a good thing, but it also feels just very... Man, it feels so emotional. And
it's really emotional. I mean, it's really sad.
And not just for The Last Ronin, who I won't spoil it for you, but the next time we talk about the next issue, we're going to have to talk about it. But for now, we're not going to say who it is. But for The Last Ronin, it's very emotional for him, but also for the readers, because, I mean, we grew up with these characters, right? I mean, whether you're from the 70s or from the 90s or early 2000s or whatever, like, we grew up with these characters through movies and TV shows and comics and stuff like that. So we've all like been into the Ninja Turtles, and I mean, I feel as much emotional as he is.
And only one left.
Unheard of.
And then the last one also, well, I mean, because also the last one, the Last Ronin, also carries that weight of being the last one.
Right.
And like feeling like he failed them. Like he has this crazy survivor's guilt.
Right. And this is definitely something that I think they're portraying well. So I'm really excited to read the next one. It should be coming out February 17th, I believe. I need to pre-order that. I haven't pre-ordered it yet.
I already have it pre-ordered. I have, you can actually already pre-order issue 3 as well.
Really? Okay, I might do that. I might do that.
Early as now.
I might do that. Okay, sweet.
But I mean, The Last Ronin, it also reminds me of the original Old Man Logan run.
Oh, dude, exactly. I mean? Man,
really, just the last of like a group, extremely old. The world is like moved on, completely different from what they used to know.
Right.
And there's usually tragedy involved in how they got there.
Absolutely.
And so you have to like read along to find out what that was.
And I hope it goes down
despite
as
everyone
one of
else
those
in the
stories.
comic being in the loop. Except you, the reader, until they reveal it.
I just hope it just goes down in history as as these other stories we're talking about, like as big and as heartfelt and as like awesome, you know. So I really hope, I have high hopes for these next 4 chapters, but for the chapters like it's manga, less these last 4 issues.
I was actually like really not confused, but I thought it was funny. Not funny weird, but funny haha, because in the actual the comic, you know how there will usually be like branding logos on the like the inside.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, Marvel Comics, DC Comics.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
It says Nickelodeon, and then I don't remember where I saw it on the comic, but it was like only for mature audiences. But it's got like the Nickelodeon logo. And I'm like, you guys have to choose one.
Well, that is funny. That is a funny tidbit.
Or say it's for mature audiences because it's not the same.
Well, I'm excited to see how the rest of this goes. So Boom and I will definitely be talking about it whenever it does come out here on Geek Gourmet. But a new addition that we've had to Geek Gourmet is the Boombox, and we've briefly talked about it before. Boom, do you want to talk a little bit about what the Boombox is going to be, and then we can jump right into it?
So the Boombox is going to be a quick segment where I kind of talk about whatever it is that I want, because screw you. But the whole point is that I spend a lot of time researching things that interest me. Not necessarily things that are useful or anything, but just random things that interest me. And usually it's like centered around like history of comics, like the effects of storylines, anime and manga, how they're made, TV and movies, like the effects of those, how they're done, why are they effective, like that sort of thing. But I don't do it for like any academic or professional reason. I mean, I'm a criminal justice major, completely different. I just do it for fun.
Right. So this is his time to have big brain conversations without me talking.
For this month of February, I wanted to talk about kind of music in media, whether it's movies or video games or anime, right? And how they can be really effective at their own sort of storytelling and their own way that a music producer or like the person that scores like a movie can portray emotion through just sound. And from what I've like found, and this isn't like a new thing at all, anyone that studies music is going to know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about motifs and leitmotifs. Now, a motif is basically just a theme, like a theme of anything, whether it's like a series or like of a character. So think of the Jurassic Park theme, the Star Wars theme. Speaking of anime, there's Giorno's theme from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure that blew up during its run and a little bit after. Video games, a really iconic theme at this point. Guile's theme, people put that to pretty much everything. Megalovania, Sans' battle theme from Undertale. And those are just to kind of let you know that that character or this thing is in the spotlight again in the story. So if a character has a particular theme in whatever medium that they're in, whether it's like a movie that they're in or a show that they're in, usually it's for a show or a long-running anything, honestly. They have their theme, they're gone for a while, they suddenly come back and their theme plays and everyone's excited. Everyone's excited because they see their character, but they're also excited because the music's back. And it makes that scene hit different. And hitting different is what motifs and leitmotifs are about. Now, a leitmotif is like kind of like a specific set of strings or chords or notes that play during a theme that can then be changed or altered to affect the emotion of a scene that a character's in, or to kind of show or portray whatever emotion that the filmmakers want to portray during that scene. And a really good example of that I had thought about was Avengers, the Avengers theme. Now, the Avengers theme has been iconic for the past decade. And you listen to it every time that a new Avengers movie comes out. I don't remember if it plays like during any of the non-Avengers movies, but for sure it plays at least once in every Avengers movie. In the original Avengers movie, it plays during the iconic Hulk showing up on his scooter, I'm always angry, and then punching that whale alien. And then it continues to play as the aliens notice, and then the Avengers have that spinning lineup shot. It's the iconic shot, and it's awesome. Everyone remembers it. In Age of Ultron, it plays when they make their comeback during the Battle of Sokovia, and they start turning the tables on Ultron. In Infinity War, it's when Thor shows up with Stormbreaker and Groot and Rocket, and then the tides turn. In Endgame is where we have the leitmotif. Because before this, well, it's also in Ultron, because it's not the exact track, it plays some of like the key notes to it. But in Portals, that the track from Endgame that plays when Hulk snaps everyone back and Doctor Strange shows up and portals everyone in for the final battle against Thanos. And the track is mostly its own. The Avengers theme doesn't kick in until a little bit over halfway when they charge right after Cap says assemble. And then everyone's excited. The viewers are excited, but they're less excited about all the characters there. They're more excited because their brains are remembering every single time that they've heard that track play in the rest of the movies for the past decade. Leitmotifs and motifs are about evoking a specific emotion in a viewer based on past repetition of their favorite characters or moments or themes from a series appearing, and the kinds of emotions that the filmmakers or showrunners want to express to you. And I feel like without these important musical tricks, certain scenes wouldn't hit different. A scene hits different most of the time because of the music. A scene can hit different without it if it's just a really good scene, but a good score just takes it to the next level. And those are the kinds of scenes that you remember for a long time. Those are the kinds of scenes that you mentally associate with a certain track. Whether it's from a video game, an anime, a TV show, or a movie series. That is pretty much it. That's all I have for this week's Boombox. Next time we come back to this, I'm going to talk some more about music in some of our favorite mediums. That is all.
Thank you for the Boombox, Boom. That was beautiful, and I definitely listened to everything and was not on my phone.
No, I believe.
Thank you, Boom. Thank you. Well, I just want to take a moment to thank everyone who's been listening and kind of sticking by us and listening to us kind of try to get better at this podcast thing and try to get better at entertaining everyone and having good conversations and invoking new ideas and just new topics in general. And according to the pod charts on January 27th, this is podcharts.com, they basically track your ranking for podcasts. Geek Gourmet on January 27th, 2021 was 74th in the United States of America in terms of people listening to us. So I didn't even know this was a thing until recently. I got sent a spam email saying we were 39th, and I was like, that is very incorrect. And then I was like, I looked it up on on Google, like, hey, how to look at rankings, and it was like, oh, these are reliable sources. I figured out the research, but yeah, we were 74th in the US, and I thought that was really cool since we just have only released 2 podcasts in the past, month or 2 months, I think.
Yeah.
All bi-weekly, of course. So I was pretty happy about that under our category, which we have animation and manga, because we do talk a lot about anime. And there was really no other geeky kind of category to put ourselves in, so that's where I have us. But anyways, I thought that was really cool, and thank you all for listening. And if you listened this far, I really appreciate it. And we have a lot of ideas, we have a lot of things that we want to do to incorporate into the Geek Gourmet podcast and Geek Gourmet in general. So I speak on behalf of Boom here and myself and say thank you for listening, and especially if you've gotten this far, I mean, really thank you. But the last thing I wanted to talk about is this big debate that's been going on. And Boom and I are very like-minded in this debate. And I really don't know why this debate exists. But here we are talking about it, which is, I guess, is what the filmmakers want. Godzilla versus King Kong.
All right, 1. This is not going to be a long conversation.
It is really not.
2. The conversation's ridiculous because it's going to be a tie or a team-up. And 3... Godzilla claps King Kong.
Absolutely, man. I just don't understand why there's a debate.
No, I saw, IGN did polls on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
And based on that, it was nearly 50-50 with a slight Godzilla edge on Twitter. But King Kong had the majority of people thinking that they'd win on Instagram. Which tells me people who use Instagram got smooth brains. Because y'all don't know what you're talking about.
I hope it's just memes, because I don't see a situation in which King Kong
only
beats
assume
Godzilla.
It's because from the trailer, it looks like King Kong is the face of the movie. He's the protagonist.
Yeah, it really does. It really does.
That's the way that the trailer framed the whole thing. That it was Godzilla breaking things, and then King Kong saving the world from Godzilla.
Yeah, that's how it feels. Like Godzilla's going through Tokyo, knocking down buildings, and here comes King Kong to neutralize him. Yeah.
However, to that I say, y'all are stupid. Because Godzilla, literally emits ambient radiation wherever he goes.
Right.
Can breathe radiation in the form of his atomic breath. And that allows him, greater arena control and range that King Kong doesn't have. But C, have y'all read any Godzilla comic? This dude just kind of casually survives black holes.
Yeah.
And then there was the time that he fought a Japanese god and won. And then there was also the time where he went to hell and then came all the way back out. And then the time that he killed all of the Olympian gods except Zeus, and then killed him a couple 1,000 years later.
So I think it's safe to say that Godzilla's winning this fight.
Yeah.
And
I want to make it known, King Kong is not stronger than Godzilla, and no, he couldn't beat Godzilla if he got close. Because A, he wouldn't get close because of the atomic beam. 2, Godzilla can also just shoot out pulses of radiation to keep him away. And 3, do y'all know how a gorilla fights? Gorillas literally only grapple and bite. They don't punch. People think for whatever reason, because Kong has thumbs and has the intelligence comparable of a small child, that he's going to be boxing Godzilla. Gorillas grapple and bite. They do not know how to punch. Even among humans, you need to be trained how to punch. And humans are way smarter than just a gorilla.
You know what's great about this whole thing, though?
What's great about this whole thing?
The memes are fantastic, bro.
The memes are great. I love the memes. Like my frustration with people saying that Kong would my frustration with people saying, "Oh, Kong would actually win," is one thing. But I love like all of the memes like about like the actual like movie and like the fight. I just think it's hilarious.
Yeah, because I've seen this one where it's like King Kong will win, and then it's like a little shitty drawing of Godzilla that says literally is a walking nuclear plant is monkey. And it's a little shitty drawing of King Kong.
Yeah, so King Kong wins because he is monk.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have, Boom's right. It doesn't even have like the Y, it's just MONKE. Monk.
I love it. I love the memes. I think they're awesome and just honestly hilarious. They're great.
No, they're great. They're great. But as we said, that conversation was short. That is all the time we have for today. Thank you all for listening, and thank you all again for sticking by us. And there's gonna be more to come. Deuces.